Hello guys, good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Yesterday, one of our viewer or the student had asked regarding a class regarding food irradiation. Since this is one of the important topic and I had missed out this topic, so I thought of making this separate video on food irradiation because it has a different history in India because it was not allowed in India up to some years, and then due to pressure of other countries, it was allowed. And there are many advantages and disadvantages of food irradiation, and also look into the FSSAI's report on food irradiation also. So yesterday, one of the student has asked me to do a class on food irradiation, so I will take this class now. So today's class will be on food irradiation. So this is class 27th. So today, since I've covered almost all the current affairs part regarding FSSAI in almost 1.5 years, so I did not find any important current affairs that has been related from FSSAI. So I guess these are the current affairs that are enough for FSSAI. So I thought from today I'm going to do only the classes. So these classes will be based on the request of the student itself, and I'll also cover any left out topics. Okay. So let us see what is food irradiation. So food irradiation is a physical process in which food commodities, bulk or pre-packaged, are exposed to controlled doses of energy. So this word is important: controlled doses, energy of ionizing radiation such as gamma or X-rays, to achieve different technological objectives. These technological objectives include extension of shelf life, destruction of storage and quarantine insect pests, and killing of parasites, pathogens, and spoilages of organisms. So the basic intention of irradiation of food is nothing but to safeguard the food by using a different controlled doses of energy. So normally, conventionally, you know how to protect foods, like keeping the refrigerator or heating it, or keeping it safely by not allowing any organism to sit on it, right? So these are the conventional methods. So you can also use some while growing and all, you use fertilizers, chemicals, pesticides, etc. So this is one more technique. This is a scientific approach where food irradiation will be done by releasing controlled doses of energy, ionizing energy like gamma rays, X-rays. So you would have heard, if you have studied physics in PUC, so gamma rays and X-rays and alpha rays also. So but here alpha rays are not used, only the gamma rays and X-rays are used, and that too in controlled doses. It is not like you release a huge amount of energy on the food and it will protect the food. Not like that. A controlled doses of energy will be released on it to protect the food. So what are all the intentions? Like to extend this shelf life, and to remove the insect and pests, killing of parasites and pathogens, and spoilage microorganisms. So these are the many intentions of using food irradiation to protect the food. Okay. And this is the logo. So please remember this name, Radura logo. So this is quite unique, right? Usually we don't hear such this kind of names, Radura. So even though when I was searching for this logo, I thought it was Rudra, but still it is called as Radura. So you may get confused. So there may be a direct question like, what is this Radura logo related to? So it is related to irradiation of food. Okay. So irradiation process then thus can be used for enhancing food safety and through international standards. So see, it is internationally accepted. Okay, it is not like only in India. In almost all the countries, food irradiation is done. So it became mandatory in 2007 to treat Indian mangoes with gamma radiation for control of quarantine insects pests before export to USA. See, for example, you have to transport mango to USA. Okay, this is an example. Okay. So for before transporting, you'll keep it in a box and places in a storehouse, right? So here there will be several external factors which increases the microorganisms content, right? So the mangoes inside this will not be safe because of these external factors. So to avoid this, food irradiation is also done. Okay. In India, more than a dozen of irradiation facilities has been established by private entrepreneurs for treatment of food, and AERB is the regulator authority. Please remember this. So this is very, very important. It's like not like Ministry of Environment or Ministry of Trade or Ministry of Agriculture. It's AERB, Atomic Energy Regulatory Body. This is the regulatory authority in India for enforcing these rules. So my question is, under which ministry this AERB comes? So whether it comes under any ministry or not, or if it comes under any ministry, then which is the ministry? So this is my question for you today. Okay, so in 1994, Government of India amended Prevention of Food Adulteration Act rules and approved irradiation of onions, potatoes, and spices for domestic market. Additional items were approved in 1998. See, these rules and dates are not important. So you need to know food irradiation is allowed in India. It's not only for specific kind of foods. It is also allowed for onions, potatoes, spices in the domestic market. Okay. So every other species is also available in India for food irradiation among foods. Okay, and please remember this AERB, because it is quite unique, right? Because AERB, which is related to atomic energy, is taking care of food irradiation, because the usage of gamma rays and X rays does requires expertise. So that's why AERB looks after it. So regulation of radiation processing has been notified under Food Safety and Standard Authority Act. So here FSSAI has some rules. Okay, so that's why I took this information. So in February, Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India amended Plant Protection and Quarantine Regulation to include irradiation as quarantine measures in the plant quarantine. So quarantine is nothing but, nowadays you know what is quarantine is. It's like isolating a person or a species in a room for some specific days without any external attachment. So likewise, some food irradiation is also kept as quarantine measure. Okay, according to this regulation. So it is enabling use of technology in overcome quarantine barriers and getting market access. The new regulation has approved radiation processing of food and agro commodities on generic food class basis. See, this is important. So it has approved radiation processing on processing of food and agro commodities on genetic food class basis. So licensed radiation processing facilities have to comply with the condition of the approval, operation and process control prescribed under atomic energy rules. Okay, this rules is important, where the licensed radiation processing facilities have to follow this. So further, FSS's regulation as given products and labeled can be identified as Radura logo. So remember this. So it's like not only the government laboratories will conduct food irradiation, but also the private entrepreneurs will conduct food irradiation based upon the license given to them, and they have to comply with the rules of atomic energy radiation processing food and allied products. Okay, so this is a screenshot from FSSAI report itself. So one purpose, multiple users. So sprout inhibition, onion, potato, ginger, garlic. So you know what is sprout means. So usually in cereals and all, you can ask your mother itself. They will make sambar using these sprouts. So to avoid the sprout, these irradiation can be used. So you may ask why to avoid sprout. So if sprouts start to emerge from these potato, onion or garlic, so then the shelf life will be very less. So it may sustain up to 1 or 2 days. So to avoid that, sprout inhibition will be done. So insect disinfectant and shelf life extension, chicken, meat, fish, yeah, you know, right, these are perishable in nature. So you need to for transportation to external agency like other countries, it requires more amount of time. So for that it increases the shelf life, pathogen reduction and quarantine of fruits. So these are the multiple purposes where you can see the irradiation of food. So now let us go directly into the FSSAI website itself. I've got a report on food irradiation. Let us see what are the FAQs there. See, as you can see, this is the report of FSSAI. So what are the FAQs regarding food irradiation? What is irradiation processing of food? Radiation of processing of food involves controlled application of energy from ionizing radiation such as gamma rays, electrons, X-rays for food preservation. Please remember this rays also, type of rays used in the food irradiation. What is ionizing radiation? Ionizing radiation are short wavelength radiation of electromagnetic spectrum. So you know, right, electromagnetic spectrum will be present consisting of different rays, where there will be frequency and wavelength as two factors, where the wavelength will increase from this side and frequency will increase from this side. So if you have studied physics, then you will know all these things. And X-rays and gamma rays are example of ionizing radiation. What are the sources of gamma rays? See, this is not so important because it is technical in nature. How do you irradiate food? Radiation processing food is carried out inside a radiation shielded chamber. Food either pre-packed or in bulk placed in suitable containers is used in irradiation. Okay. How is the dose given to the determination? See, yes, this may improve your knowledge, but only the specific question which is required for the examination is needed by us. So let us see only those kind of specific questions. Okay. Yeah, please remember the dosimeter. Dosimeter are physical or chemical devices which when exposed to ionizing radiation show measurable changes. So remember this. What is dosimeter? So you can see a web series called as Chernobyl. So it was one of the world's largest nuclear disaster. So their dosimeters have been used extensively because to detect the radiation from the nuclear atomic research. So in India there are many atomic facilities like nuclear facilities where electricity will be produced. So you can also refer to them. So you can, if you are interested and when you are free after clearing the exam, you can see this web series which has been released by HBO. It is really good. Chernobyl is really good. You can see them. Okay. What are the advantages of radiation of processing of food? Irradiation is a cold process and can be used to pasteurize and sterilize. Pasteurization, you know, right? It will be done for milk, which was discovered by Louis Pasteur, and sterilize food without causing changes in the freshness and texture. So there won't be any changes in the freshness or texture of the food. Okay. How is irradiation different from chemical treatment? Unlike chemical fumigants, irradiation does not leave any harmful toxic residues in food and is more effective. It is more efficient and can be used to treat even pre-packed commodities. Okay, and then let us see some relevant questions that is needed by us. Yeah, can irradiation make this? This is important. So some of the people will have the myth that after irradiation the spoiled food will become good. No, please read this question. Can irradiation make spoiled food good or clean up dirty foods? No. The answer is no. Like any other food treatment, irradiation cannot reverse the spoilage process and make bad food good. If food that looks, smells, and tastes bad cannot be saved by any treatment, including irradiation. There is no treatment to return the food which has been spoiled into a normal condition. Okay. So, okay, these are the important questions that I found in this report that can be important for you all in the examination. Okay. Now let us go back to the slide itself. So now let us see the objectives of food irradiation. So preventing foodborne illness, control insects, delay of ripening of sprouting, preservation and sterilization. So these are the 5 main intentions of food irradiation. Okay. And you can also see this. I thought of showing this Baba Atomic Research Center, Government of India, Department of Atomic Energy. There is a separate section called as Radiation Technology for Food and Agro Commodities. Frequently asked question also is present. So if you are interested, you can see, but these are quite technical in nature. So I just show. My intention was to just show that even BARC, you know, it is a famous institute. It comes under Department of Atomic Energy. It is also involved in food irradiation because alpha and gamma rays are used, right? Sorry, X-rays and gamma rays are used, right? That's why this involvement of Department of Atomic Research is also important. There are different techniques that is used and the places are also shown. So if you are interested, you can see them. So it was just for information that so that you can, after seeing this, you will stick on to the memory that okay, BARC is also, that is Department of Atomic Energy, is also involved in this food irradiation method. So that's all for today, guys. So I guess this classwork was quite interesting. So if you like the video, please like it and share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any doubts, you can text me. And if you need any classes or any revision on any topics, then you can text me. I will conduct one more class regarding that. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you.